by thousands. So let's look at our first metric length. Our first metric length is centimeter, and the abbreviation of a centimeter is cm. So you would write cm. The about as long as centimeter is pretty much about as long as the width of your pinky finger. Okay, so it pretty much is about this big is a centimeter. So I'm going to put width of pinky finger. Okay, now I want to convert centimeters to 1 meter. Well, there is actually 100 centimeters in 1 meter. So now I need to figure out my times as many as. So here I have a blank, times as many, so I'm going to write a multiplication, 1 centimeter is, so we're right, equals 1 meter. So again, you want to ask yourself, how many centimeters does it take to get to 1 meter? Well, over here I told you that it takes 100. So you would write 100 times 1 centimeter, because 100 times 1 is 100, times as many as 1 centimeter is 1 meter. Alright, for the meter, the metric is meter, the abbreviation is just m. Then a meter is about as long as a baseball bat. So that's what I'm going to write. Imagine a baseball bat, and that's about how long a meter is. So I'm going to put as long as a baseball bat. Period. Alright, I want you to scratch out the second part because I'm not worried about that yet. Now, I want to know how many meters equals a centimeter. Well, 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. I'm just kidding, guys. No, we don't need that. So 1 meter is, so this is backwards, it says is, so we're going to write 1 meter is means equal blank times as many as, so multiply 1 centimeter. So here it's backwards. Okay? So 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. 100 centimeters equals 1 meter, or 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. And so this would be 100. Alright, let's look at kilometers. Kilometers, the abbreviations is going to be km, and a kilometer is about half a mile. So think of about how much a mile is, and it's really long. We'll take about half of that, and that's a kilometer. So a kilometer is still pretty long. So I'm going to put about half a mile. Alright. It took 100 centimeters to equal 1 meter. But now we need to figure out how many meters is it going to take to equal 1 kilometer. Well, you would think that it would just jump up by 100, but it doesn't. It actually takes 1,000 meters to equal 1 kilometer. So let's look at our times as many as. So again, we have blank times as many as means to multiply. Is tells me, well, times as many as 1 meter. Is tells me equal 1 kilometer. So I'm going to write 1 kilometer. So over here, how many meters does it take to equal 1 kilometer? Well, it takes 1,000. So I would write 1,000. 1,000 times 1 is 1,000. And that's how many meters it takes for 1 kilometer. Alright, flip to the back. Now we are into our converting units. So before we do this, I want to remember what each metric unit converts to. So on the front, we said that it takes 100 centimeters equals 1 meter. And then we said it takes 1,000 meters to equal 1 kilometer. Alright, so let's look at this one. I have 2 meters here. Well, if I have 2 meters, how many centimeters is that going to take? Well, it took 100 centimeters to make 1 meter, so that means I'm going to have to multiply it by 2. So I'm going to take 100, or I'll do 2. 2 times 100. 2 times 1 is equal to 2, and then we carry our 2 zeros. So it would equal to 200 centimeters. Alright, let's look at the next one. Now we have 7 meters. Well, we know 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. So we would have to do 7 times 100, because we're trying to convert to centimeters. 7 times 1 is 7, and then we have 2 zeros. So that would be equal to 700 centimeters. Now we have 12 meters is blank times as many as 12 centimeters. So this one's backwards a little bit. So I'm going to rewrite it. 12 meters is the equal sign. Blank times as many tells me to multiply. Times as many as, and then 12 centimeters. Well, 12 centimeters and 12 meters you would think are equal, but they're not. I have to convert these 12 meters. Remember, meters are a lot bigger than centimeters. So I'm going to have to multiply 12 times 100. 12 times 1 is equal to 12, and then we carry our 2 zeros, so our answer is actually 1,200. So this would be 1,200, or 1,200. Now we're going to work backwards. We're starting off with 100 centimeters, and we're trying to figure out meters. Well, we know that it takes 100 centimeters to equal 1 meter, so we're going to divide by 100. When we divide, we take away these zeros, and we're left with 1. So 100 centimeters equals 1 meter. Now we have 200 centimeters. Remember, we're trying to figure out how many meters are in there, so we're going to divide by 100 because it takes 100 centimeters for 1 meter. You take off your zeros, and then 2 divided by 1 is equal to 2. Alright, now we have blank times as many means to multiply. 8 centimeters is means equal 8 meters. So now we're not working backwards again. We're trying to figure out how many centimeters we need to get to 8 meters. Well, we would have to multiply 100 times 8, which would give us 800, which is equal to 8 meters. So if we multiply 100 times 8, that's 800 centimeters, which would be equal to 8 meters. So this would be 100. Alright, let's look at kilometers. We have 3 kilometers equals blank meters. Well, we know that it takes 1,000 meters to equal 1 kilometer. So we're going to have to multiply. 3 times 1,000 is equal to, 3 times 1 is equal to 3, and then we have 3 zeros. 1, 2, 3. So that would be equal to 3,000 meters. Which would make sense because a kilometer is way bigger than a meter, so you're going to need more meters to make 3 kilometers. Alright, now we have 8 kilometers and we're trying to figure out how many meters we need. Well, 8 times, how many meters are in a kilometer? 1,000. So let's see how many meters. 8 times 1 is 8. and then we have 3 zeros. So that would be 8,000 meters. All right, now we have 19 kilometers is equal to, oops, let me write kilometers there. 19 kilometers is equal to 1,000 times as many as, so I'm going to multiply, blank meters. So how many meters am I going to have to multiply to get 19 kilometers? Well, if I do 1,000 times 19, that would give me 19,000, which would give me 19 kilometers. So I'm going to do 19. So my answer here would be 19. Alright, now we're going to work backwards. 1,000 meters equals how many kilometers? Well, 1,000 meters equals 1 kilometer, so I already know that, but how did I get it? Well, if I divide how many meters they gave me by how many meters are in 1 kilometer, you will get 1 kilometer. So now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to divide how many meters they gave me, divided by how many meters are in a kilometer. Well, when I do that, and I take my zeros off, 5 divided by 1 is 5. So that would be equal to 5 kilometers. Now I have 81 times as much as, means to multiply, 1,000 meters is, so now I have to answer blank kilometers. So guys, now we're going from meters to kilometers. So you got to think, is kilometers bigger or smaller? Well, it's bigger, so it's not going to take as many kilometers as it is meters. So when we multiply 81 times 1,000, this would be 81,000 meters, but that means that there's only 81 kilometers. So I'm going to write 81, because you can divide by 1,000, and when you do that, you get 81 kilometers. Alright, for the combined units, we're going to go from meters to centimeters. So I have to think, how many centimeters are in a meter? 100. So this would be 2 times 100 equals 200. But then I have 10 centimeters to add. So 200 plus 10 equals 210. So my answer here would be 210 centimeters. I want you to do this one and this one on your own. Let's look at kilometers now. We know that it takes 1,000 meters. We're going from kilometers to meters. It takes 1,000 meters for 1 kilometer. So I would multiply 2 times 1,000, which is equal to 2,000. But then I have these 14 meters. So I have to add that. 2,000 plus 14 is equal to 2,014. And that's how many meters are in this measurement. I want you to do this one and this one by yourself. Get to work.